if you guys can see this or not. Just kind of jamming on a... turn this light on here. I don't know if that'll help or not, but anyway. I'm working on a commission here for a customer. Trying to make sense of, believe it or not, walking poses are super weird to draw. But so far, this is where I'm at so far. Yeah, I know. What happened to that feed? I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Yeah, right on. So yeah, so I'm jamming on here. This is like an alternate universe costume concept for this Nightwing deal. I don't know if you can even see that. I started drawing it. I prefer doing my layouts in the computer, but yeah, no kidding. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. It's Sunday. Bye. Anyway, so I'm jamming here. I got my my eraser there with a magnet taped to it. My clipboard deal. And now I'm trying to work out some details here on what's supposed to be Robin or Nightwing, Dick Grayson. Like I said, I've already done most of this on in blue line as far as the figure pose. It's so terrible that I can't get this to focus better, but oh well. Anyway, so maybe if I focus somewhere else, that kind of helps. All right, there you go. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Trying to get that upshot look. This is supposed to be like him getting a new costume. Thanks, man. Thanks so much. So he's getting a new costume. This is like the other angle of that Spider-Man cover where he gives up his old costume and he walks away in the rain. Well, that's what this guy is. All right. All right, I'm gonna sharpen. So yeah, so I'm jamming. Yes, Spider-Man no more. That's it. So I'm jamming with my colored pencils. These are my my cold erase Prismacolor pencils. And I just want to make sure I get the most out of my detail here. I picked the red to go over my blue line because I wanted to, the blue was just the construction lines for the figure. As I said, I prefer doing this digitally because it actually helps me plan my layout better, and then it's easier to edit. However, I think that I'm low on ink, so I can't just go through my Brother printer and get this squared away. So I'm having to do it the old school way. All right. I hate holding the phone. I don't have a good setup yet for things like this. Right, so Grayson's got a new kind of costume, kind of a weird variation of his old one. All right, so throw that little forearm muscle there. Something really cool. What did he do? Did he tie it around his head? That's what I'm about to do. He's 2 accounts. What do you mean? What are the 2 accounts for? One to film. Okay. What's the other one for? And let's read the comments. Ooh. Oh, that's a good idea. That keeps me from pausing. Oh, go ahead, man. He's so sharp, that guy. Love that guy. Yeah, my mind's just... that. You heard that slimy sound? That was my brain. All over the floor. Oh, man. All right, yeah. Let's see. I think I need some music or something. Hold on. Let me see what I got. Let's see what I got here. Is it even on? I got some kind of weird thing here. Let me see. That's why I don't usually listen to music when I work, but I figure Periscope gives me some interesting things. I got some interesting tunes to jam to. I just posted about this yesterday, and this is one of my favorite songs. Oops. Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah. High or low? Let's see. Well done, brother. Be cool, man. Thanks. What's up, Scotty? What is up, Holmes? I'm jamming on my poor poor anatomy. All right. Morning, man. What's up? Hey, man. Your stuff's been really good lately, man. I've been really enjoying your posts there. I see a lot of improvement. Very cool. Very, very cool. Jellyfish clip and tripod to hold the phone for you. A jellyfish clip and a tripod. Gotta figure what that is. I'll write that down here. Jellyfish clip. Okay. You got it, man. Is that music too loud for you guys? Nice, nice. All right. Let's see here. I believe this costume has a little line here. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It's very cool of you to say. Right on, man. Have fun. Get on the tightrope. All right. See, that's weird. I don't like that. I gotta warn you guys, I'm notorious for playing songs over and over again if I like it. I'll try to spare you guys the noise pollution. All right. So yeah, so this is like one of those oh yeah, I'm coming out of the alleyway. I haven't drawn the alleyway yet. I'm gonna just work on the figure first. It's probably not the best way to do this, but I was more angsting over the figure than I was the background, so I'll get to that next. So he's got a cool look. Looks a little From this angle, it looks a little long, his face. Draw that jawline there, the cheekbones. This is it, guys. This is, everybody's always asking me, how do you draw the faces? This is it. You know, I have some other things here. I'm going to show you some stuff I found, some old goodies. I found these guys. This is my little homage to Hanna-Barbera. Well, and Thundar, because he's not Hanna-Barbera. But I'm pretty stoked. Space Ghost, the Herculoids, Thundar, and Ukla the Mach. You guys remember those guys? Let's see. Okay, that song's depressing me. All right. Sorry guys, I keep moving the camera out of the way so I can see the drawing better. The little flick I put in there, it's kind of my little thing. I don't know where I picked it up from, but I've been using it ever since. Do a lot of my inking. Alright, Robin's gonna need some heels because he can't walk around with bare, socks. Stupid. Now he has these weird, well, they're not weird, they're like ninja boots, according to his costume design. There's like a seam that goes on the middle. So there you go. So yeah, so then he's got some odd, he's got a weird, like, sorry, it's weird, it's like inside elbow padding. I guess it's got like some coolant feature or something. And I'm going to draw this arm, this arm design that slides down. Then he's got these the scallops here, the bat scallops. They're only a couple. So he's adjusting his arm stuff while he's getting ready to fight crime again. Figure out what that hand's going to be doing there. See a lot of blue. I picked this up a long time ago. So I try not to draw too many lines. I try not to over-render something, or, well, that's not true. I tend to over-render, but when it comes to drawing a line, a finger or whatever, I try to draw in fast strokes. Strokes that are meaningful versus just kind of like that kind of stuff. That drives me crazy. Try to get those sharp lines there. So yeah, and this is actually part of his costume. The way the commissioner intended it to be. Alright, let's see. This patch of hair there on Springs. Some action hair. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I'm boring you guys. Guess all fell asleep. It's all good. Just keep watching. Hopefully it'll answer a lot of questions for you. So I do this thing where I draw the meat of the lip, upper lip. I draw that as like a guide for the rest of what the face is going to look like. Some shadow things there. So I'm being careful here. So if I'm not careful, the jaw will be too low. So I have to kind of be careful with that there. And I also want to be mindful that his neck isn't too long. So sometimes what helps that is to kind of beef out the neck a little bit, give it a little more mass. It doesn't seem so slim. Just so I can get a good, yeah. Okay. This has this going in it, little some kind of seam. Alright. And he also has like knee guards, some sort of padding. My mental reference for this type of stuff is very 90s Jim Lee stuff, so if that's a problem, I'm sorry. Shouldn't be though. Alright. What's up, man? I'm just drawing. That's the good word right now. I'm gonna add some cool technique, like little detailing. Let's give it a little. Again, I like things to be utilitarian. It's foolish to put a bunch of weird things on there and not have it purposeful. Oops. Oh, snap. Lazy. Yeah, I sing too. Not much. Probably not that great, but this is how it goes. Alright, I'm assuming some anatomy with us. What do you mean? Share some anatomy? Like what? Show you my hands or something? Can you share some anatomy with us? I mean, well, sure, I guess. I mean, so these are the quadricep muscles. I just kind of draw those in there. The knee is a lot longer than most people will draw it. I used to draw it very short too, but it actually is a little bit more lengthy, and so I try to draw that there. This was a tricky pose for me because I had to figure out. I wanted a natural, like, lag of the back leg, and it didn't really work out so hot initially. This is my second try at drawing this figure. I'm much happier with this. This looks a little more thought through, and so I have the top of the thigh leads into the quadricep, goes into the rest of this part of the body. Here are the calf muscles, the outside calf, and it's the inside of that calf. And what I did here is just to kind of compare, there's a little bit of a slope from these ankles to here, just kind of thinking about where those parts are going to be or where they should end up in terms of perspective. So I'm trying to just kind of give you the general feel. I'm planning, now this is something interesting, I'm still planning on blacking this all out when I ink it. How do you draw someone walking? You just gotta look at some people walking and figure it out, man. That's the thing about this. There's not a lot of, like here, I was, I look at a lot of imagery online, or if anybody else walking, I try to kind of get an idea for what that looks like. And I kind of think about the basic logic of what happens when the human body, is stepping. There's a weight. There should be a some weight coming down on this leg, and then the weight is being lifted off of this one. So this one should be a little more tense, I would imagine, based on how I walk. When the leading leg is stepping, here's the heel strike. So, and then the front of the toes are kind of raised, like he's still gonna roll his foot for the next step. So yeah, it's just a matter. Really, I know I've said this before. It's 10,000 hour concept. It's just you guys paying attention to stuff, studying, drawing all the time. That'll give you the ideas. The more you draw something or anything, the more it'll give you, and you get successful opportunities out of it. The more you'll be able to see things in your mind's eye, and rely on those memories to create it. So I was relying on a bunch of memories. How do you feel about your drawings now? Do you feel like a professional? Yeah, of course I do. I mean, I think that my work is, I am a professional, actually. I'm an art director for a licensed sports apparel company, but I am also, in terms of, if you mean like, do I feel like my work is more professional looking, my drawings? Yeah, I do think so. I used to kind of play with that weird back and forth, not being sure of myself type of thing. I don't know if Scott's still out here. He can attest to that. Scott's an old friend of mine, and I let that stuff stop me. I'm a firm believer, though, if you're gonna try to do something like this, you gotta have your game on for this stuff. You can't come in here thinking you're awesome when you're really not. A lot of people don't want to hear that because they want to think that they're great. But you gotta be humble when it comes to this stuff, so you can be teachable, and you gotta stay teachable so you can keep growing. If you stop believing that you're teachable, if you stop thinking you have more to learn, that's a definite sign that you have the most to learn, because the ones who can maintain and continue to be students are going to be the ones that are going to succeed. So when it comes to something like this, yeah, I have to figure it out too. And there's things that I don't know how to draw, so I have to practice those things and work on it. Right on, man. And this music's getting on my nerves now. Hold on. Fantastic singer, but But yeah, so if you're really interested in improving, you got to spend the time on that to get better. What do you be an art director? I'm directing a film around September. How do you be an art director? Well, I've been working for the company I've been working for, I'm afraid to say it, for almost 20 years. And I, over the years have gotten better at my own craft and been able to kind of bring some new ideas to the table and do it that way. That's one way to do it. Directing is not the same as directing a movie. Art directing is about directing artists to produce something in particular. Kind of like a director for a movie if you're directing actors, I guess. That's why they get credit after all. But sorry, I keep lagging backwards, leaving you guys behind. Right here, just adding some shading here to give myself some ground. Don't like to do this too much because I like to ink it, but I prefer doing it at that stage. or that step. Uh, all right, so he's got some Robin shoulder pads, trying to make a. Oh, come on, get that focus back. There we go. It's cool how that I'm tricking the camera into doing that. Depth of field. So yeah, so a lot of energy is just put into just producing a lot of work. You're my favorite artist. I even put this notification so I know when you. Haha, thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's cool of you. Yeah, it's really all a matter of hard work and just being committed, man. Just being committed to your craft. That's the most important thing. Then when you know what you're doing, then you don't have to worry about what people think about it, because you've already thought about those problems, and I'm one of those guys. I'm a heavy guy. I'm chubby. And so one of the things I've learned as a coping mechanism through the years is, I'll make the fat jokes first. So it's kind of the same thing with art. I don't want to be caught by surprise. If I make a mistake, or if I miss something, it's going to be something I already know I did. I already know I need to improve it. Let me see. So, I shouldn't be caught by surprise. If I know what I'm doing, if I'm the artist I think I am, I need to be able to anticipate commentary. So, if I leave something behind, it's because of time or it's because of efficiency, but it's not because I didn't know what I was doing. And that's important. And then as long as you can speak to that and answer those kinds of questions for people, more often than not, you're gonna get people's support on whatever you're doing, because they at least appreciate that you're being truthful. All right, guys. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is it working out? It's kind of cool. No, not really. I think it's working out. Precisely. Thanks, man. Let me someday. What Comic-Con are you going to? Thanks, guys. I'll be at TampaCon next. I live in Tampa, so I'll be doing that show next. And then, Scott, you going to go to TampaCon? You doing it? I'm sure you're doing it, right? You better do it. And then the next one after that, it's going to be New York Comic-Con. And New York Comic-Con is going to be a great show for me. What's Fanboy? Is that in Tampa? Oh yeah. That's that one. That's the one that has all the celebrities, right? Gee whiz, in a couple of weeks. Dude, this year is flying by. I can't believe we're already mid-July practically. I know that sounds a little heavy, but we just had 4th of July last week. Yeah, Adam West, my man. That's my favorite Batman. Adam West can kill Christian Bale. Bust him in the mouth. No, just kidding. He just happens to be my favorite, that's all. Alright. Yeah, I was going to comment on that earlier. That's funny. I'm glad you pointed that out. One of the things that was bothering me about this drawing early on was, even though I felt like I had an accurate way where the leg was kind of there and this leg was in front, and I felt comfortable with what I was accomplishing here, I still feel a little weird about that. And some of it is that shading will always be a good way to kind of bring your stuff to light, or round it out. You can actually kind of finish the illusion this way. So yeah, while I'm tempted to draw all the details, what you're going to end up with is a bunch of noodly lines and weird shaped ankles and weird shaped calves and a bunch of Rob Liefeld legs. And don't get me wrong, I love Rob Liefeld, but I'm just saying, believe me, I believe that actually I'm actually a fan of his. But but I can recognize when something's not working, and so one of the things to help sell the illusion, of course, is to bring in some of that stuff. The struggle is real, yeah. So yeah, so I'm using all the tricks that I know. I'm using lighting, I'm using shape, I'm using volume, whatever little ticks that I use to kind of give me ideas for mass and roundness on the muscles. So yeah, I'm just trying to fill this thing out. So give those pads here a little actual padding, so they don't look so flat. I like the things that have a purpose. See, like this pouch things, it's got to be right, But how am I going to sell this thing? Well, I'm going to add some shading here, so it's not just this flat thing. So I got to add it over here to this one. All right. Same thing here. Probably going to shade this piece here. I'm going to keep the bottom piece lit because I'm going to use that as my concept for, well, actually, I'll just do this. The whole Marvel universe. Ha ha ha. Well, that's an interesting question. Now you just gotta contact me. I'll give you my prices in an email. All right. So yeah, this is actually coming out pretty good. On here on the camera, I guess the camera distorts some, but what I'm seeing in front of me is actually pretty tight. The head isn't as big as it seems on this image. I try to straighten out my camera so it looks more normal. Yeah, it looks pretty BA actually. Now I'm gonna add some little details here. I'm gonna put little Tron-like shapes that kind of maybe give more clips and things, stuff. Thanks, man. Thanks, Force One. So check that out. So yeah, I'm bringing some bolder line here to separate this fist from the rest of the drawing. Now here's a tricky one because I didn't really draw it that well. Have you heard measure like 2 heads or 3 just because you said you didn't know if it was too big? No, I mean I loosely did the drawing in blue line. Like I said, this is because if I turn my camera this way, see how giant his head is? It's just the camera itself. Like if I do it this way, then he's got super wide hips. But actuality, if I hold it more straight, it's about right here. This is a little more closer to what's actually going on. I'm a little more parallel to so I like Nightwing being more of a medium build. I've always felt that he's not going to be as bulky as Batman. He's more of he's more of the acrobat. Oh, this guy has little knuckle things. Little extra knuckle things for punching, I guess. Which doesn't ever make sense, right? You always think, oh man, he's got this little cool little knuckle. I guess they do. I wear some motorcycle gloves sometimes that are called gauntlets. They have more rubber pieces for like more. I ride a cruiser, but those gloves are pretty cool though. They look like Batman gloves. The other ones for like speed bikes, crotch rockets. Anyway, the point I'm making is that they have a little more armor than I would think. I don't have any words for your and thank you very much. You're way too generous with that. Thank you, though. Like I said, I'm learning, man. I'm still learning. Keep learning. It's too sexy. It's too sexy. All right. I think this is pretty good, man. From what I remember from the costume, I have to go back and look at my photo reference for this, actually. Let me see. I'm on my computer, guys. I'm looking up my reference in my Facebook fan page messaging. see here. Oh, I'm wasting time. Alright, well anyway, I'll figure it out later. There he is. He's walking out of an alley. Now I just gotta draw the rest of it. I'm happy with this. Again, this is not the right way to do it. I really should have planned this better to do it. I mean, there's a million ways to do anything, guys, but to save yourself the headache, you wanna plan. You gotta have that structure down first, and the better thing to do here would have been to do the whole concept. But I'm pretty confident. What? Have you ever drawn a head so many times that you erased it? Again, I'm going to show you something real quick on the side of this paper. So I'm drawing pretty heavy here, right? I'm drawing pretty heavy there, but I'm going to show you how the better way to draw anything like this. Come on, do the focus thing. Anyway, my general technique in drawing, I try to draw light, so I have a very light touch. I'm just skimming the surface of the paper, and just enough so I can see the image without being too committed. Notice the line weight difference. Notice the darkness of my line. Very different, and that's because I'm only drawing with like a super light touch. I learned this from a gal I work with who was a draftsman, and she worked for her father, who was an architect, and she does a really good job of just kind of like lightly touching the page. It gives a super nice line quality to it, and it also looks a lot more professional. It looks cleaner. You're not always, you don't smear as much. But again, it's about getting that soft touch. You know, I draw circles, whatever. You know, I can have it real light. Now, when I erase, where's my needed eraser? I need to erase these things. The marks are not so heavy and so dense. Do I switch pencil weights? What do you mean? Like from 0.5 to 9 or something? Oh, let me sharpen this one. OHB. No, because I actually draw a lot more with color pencil. So I use the blue. I'm about to run out of battery, guys. I use the blue to rough it out, and then the red to do the details. So no, this way it keeps me from having to do that. Guys, I'm gonna have to say goodbye for now, so I can plug in, and then I'll come back a little bit later. But thanks you guys for hanging out with me. I hope this was a cool session, and you know, Periscope is awesome. No, please don't. Hey guys, I'm sorry. If not, it'll just die and interrupt us completely. So thanks for everything, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be back soon. Bye.